Hello, Scale. How are you? We're gonna make some coffee today. Wait a second, we're getting ahead of ourselves. There's a method to my madness, and I'm going to teach you how to use it to make great pour-over coffee with almost no equipment today. So, we're making a 16-ounce coffee, but we're going to convert that to metric because that way we can use my ratio system and make my OCD happy. So we're going to be making a 400-gram coffee. The ratio I usually use for coffee is 1 part coffee to 16 2/3 part water. Now, this might seem ridiculous, but it's in the ballpark of pretty standard coffee ratio, and obviously you can adjust for what you like, and different roast strengths in particular require different sort of ratio depending on what you like. But I like 16 2/3 specifically because it makes a whole number for the grams of coffee beans. So we're going to make 24 grams of coffee, not 29. That's better. Grind size is actually super important, and if you're going to spend money on any part of this equipment, you're going to want to spend it on the grinder. There's plenty of videos on YouTube about how to dial in your grind size, so I'm not going to get into that now, but I'll explain how to fix the big mistakes near the end of the video here. Alright, you want your water as close to the boil as you can. It's not like tea, you don't want it at like 80-90, especially for lighter roast. So my scale has a timer built in. You don't need that, but you definitely need a timer and you definitely need a scale. Whatever filter system you happen to be using, make sure you rinse your filter, because when those filters rub against each other in the package for like 6 months in transit, they put off a lot of paper dust, and that tastes like a poo. Alright, now get your beans all ready for the nice warm bath. Okay, now water. So this is where the madness starts. So we're going to start by dividing our water into 5 equal parts. In other words, 5 80-gram pours of water with about 45 seconds in between. The first 2 parts are going to affect the sweetness versus the acidity, not the acidier. And the last 3 parts will affect the strength of the coffee. So for a more acidic cup of coffee, we're going to move our fancy little slider over to the right by somewhere between 10 and 30 grams. In other words, our first pour will be 100 grams instead of 80. And if you like it sweeter and less acidic like I do, then I like to slide it about 20 grams to the left here, making our first pour 60 grams, and that's how we're going to do this one. So bang out your first 2 pours, leave about 45 seconds in between. Don't forget to tare your scale and start your timer. Basically, at the end of this, you should be at 160 grams of water in and about 1 minute and 30 seconds gone on your timer. So back to the strength adjustment. To adjust the strength for a weaker cup of coffee, we're going to use fewer, larger additions of water. And for a stronger cup of coffee, you're going to use more shorter pours. We're going to stay in the middle ground of this, but basically if you want to have a stronger cup of coffee, you want to do like 4 60-gram pours instead of 3 80-gram pours. So we'll finish our last 3 pours, give about 45 seconds in between, and if you're following this method exactly, and the coffee is fully brewed before the 3-minute mark, you probably need to make your grind size finer. And if it's over 4 minutes, it's probably a little bit too fine. Now just experiment with tweaking this stuff and figure out what you love. And now for some sexy coffee shots.